All right, before we begin, let's thank our sponsors. Inspect All Pest Services, providing the highest quality termite pest and wildlife control. But that's not all. Inspect All Pest Services will take care of your insulation, pressure washing, gutter maintenance, and other home services in Metro Atlanta and the surrounding areas. InspectAllServices.com. Big thanks to the Aurora Law Firm. That'd be one Mad Dog Manny Aurora and Pew Pew. The AuroraLawFirm.com litigates all of the United States, based out of Georgia, whether it's criminal defense, white-collar crime, DUI, drug offenses, appeals, and more. That would be the Aurora Law Firm. Ridgeline Counseling, Dr. David Markwell and his therapist. 3 locations in Georgia, one across from Sprayberry High School in Sandy Plains and East Cobb. Marietta near the square in McKaysville, just outside of Blue Ridge. But the good doctor can talk to you wherever you are at with a virtual session. Schedule that today via markwelltherapy.com or email him directly, ridgelinecounseling@gmail.com. FPC Insurance, perfect for new homeowners, or if you're just looking to reshop those current insurance policies, which is never a bad idea. 5-star service, shop over 35 A-rated companies, multi-policy bundle discounts. They'll help you shop for carriers to find insurance for your house, flood, auto, motorcycle, boat, recreational vehicle, or even a personal policy. 888-308-1841. You can always get a quote online, FBCInsuranceServices.com. Alternate Power Solutions of Georgia, family owned and operated. They are a Generac generator dealer offering sales, service, installation, and repair of automatic home standby and portable generators. Never lose power again. They're the best at what they do, hands down, no doubt about it. Every customer at Alternate Power Solutions gets an upgraded warranty, free monitoring with a service contract. They offer flexible financing, semi-annual and annual service contracts for existing installations, and warranty repair. A-plus rating with the BB&B. Call or request a free home assessment. You can do that by calling 770-853-7571 or go to poweringgeorgia.com. Don't forget the discount code Bailey, my last name, Bailey, for $500 off your entire installation, servicing Georgia and Tennessee. Jayco Contracting, gutter and roofing specialist. Give Cliff Bratcher a call. Two-peer Cliff Bratcher. This is the hardest working guy in the business and the most trustworthy. 770-316-3876. He works every day of the year. Don't worry about it. He's got you. Licensed and insured roofing and gutter specialist covering all of Georgia. They are a platinum preferred contractor with Owens Corning, the creator of the Pink Panther. Not the you know what I mean. Free gutter guards with the purchase of a roof. Satisfaction guaranteed, commercial and residential. JaycoContracting.com. And, of course, Cliff Bratcher, 770-316-3876. And Live Ozone Therapy Spa, Central Florida's first and only ozone therapy spa, also offering red light therapy, presotherapy, halo therapy, PEMF, and also chromiotherapy, plus many ozone-infused products online like the magnesium butter. You can go to liveozoneTherapySpa.com to book your appointment or to purchase any of those products. And for all 2 peers, if you use the code BS10, you get a 10% discount at checkout. All right, if you want to be a sponsor of the show, please reach out to me via thebaileyshow.com. Let's have a conversation, see how the BS podcast can help your brand. All right, let's begin.
What do we want to talk about?
To be yourself in a world that is constantly trying to make you something else is the greatest accomplishment. Ralph Waldo Emerson.
Welcome to the Bailey Show podcast. A guy show women love to listen to.
Intellectually immature nonsense.
That's BS.
That's BS.
That's BS.
That's BS.
Okay, then, let's do it.
Hey, there it is, episode 333 of the BS. It's your freebie episode. It means you get it for free. Even though I would love for you to become a subscriber so you can get all of the episodes, those locked episodes on Spotify. Thanks for being here. And you can do that, by the way, thebaileyshow.com. My name's Jason Bailey right there. That is the Bald Badger. Benjamin, how are you?
I'm so good. What's going on, fellers?
Another day in paradise, my friend. And there he is, the info guy, Chris Waters. How are you?
Not too bad. Not too bad. Just fighting the old sniffles this week.
You know what? Now, let me tell you something. Because everybody's getting them, right? Allergies, COVID, whatever. You get something. after opening up a live ozone therapy spa, I get so angry with people close to me that get sick and don't come and see me. I get furious with them. Furious. I can't do it. I mean, I can't show it. It's Karate Man hurt from the inside, right? So I'm furious on the inside because that's what we do. We're the only ones in Central Florida that have activated oxygen therapy, which kills bacteria and fungus and all that stuff that you get, the sickies. We kill the sickies, right? Viruses. And I'm just like, for example, give you an example. Buddy, our videographer, greatest guy in the world. Love him to death. Without him, I would be lost in the video world. He does all the videos, all the little snaps that I post. He does the shows that you see. He edits them. He puts them all together. The last week, his dog died, which is very sad. I'm a dog lover, dog owner, been there, done that. I give him a call, see if he's okay. It's a rough time in the family. His kids all upset. I understand. I was like, man, I'm so sorry. There's nothing I'm going to be able to tell you that's going to make things better, but I'm sorry. I just want you to know I'm sorry. And if there is anything I can do, let me know. He's like, now we're going to immediately go out and get a new dog. That's bold. Usually you give it a couple weeks. Most people, like when they get divorced, say, it's never happening again. I'm never getting another dog. But he was jumping right back into it and getting another dog. I said, good for you, man. Each into their own. You do what you have to do. Just the most important thing is to make your kid happy. So they go to a rescue and they get a dog. They bring the dog home. The dog is the devil, I guess, and bites Buddy and infects his arm so bad that he spent the weekend in the hospital. And so I had to do the Honey, I Raised the Kid stuff on Monday or for Monday's release. And it just Sunday, I was supposed to be doing my fountain and the damn dog screwed up my Sunday, but Buddy's okay. And that's the most important thing. But I was angry with him, Chris. I was angry with him. Why do you think I was angry with him? Again, Karate Man hurt from the inside. So I didn't show it. I didn't vent it. But why do you think I was angry with Buddy, the videographer?
He didn't ask to come to a live ozone and therapy spa and get treated.
Right. I mean, he's
brought the first dog.
He's got an infection. That's what we do. Now I understand he's got to go to the doctor and he's got to get some stuff. But I told him, I said, hey man, next week you've got to come and see me because you don't know what's left behind. And after like 4 times, he was like, yeah, I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it. And here's I didn't plan on saying this, but this drives me insane as well with this business. The skeptics. Okay. I understand alternative, holistic medicine. Some people just kind of shy away from it. They shun it. It's like, well, no doctor, you're no Dr. Bailey, you're no doctor in a lab coat. I ain't coming out there. And I'm in this business now, this medical field. So I'm thinking every 5 minutes you see a commercial for a pill. Name of a pill that most likely you definitely can't spell. You barely can pronounce. And what do they do, Ben, at the end of each commercial for those pills?
Spout off all the fun side effects. I miss anal seepage. That was a great side effect.
Right. Anal seepage. You got
anal seepage.
You got drippy dudes. You got
death.
Death. Yeah, right, Chris. Death. Like some other death.
All-purpose syphilis.
According to the compliances, you just got to say it. You can say it real fast, but you just got to say it. So it's like anal leakage, drippy dudes, and death. You know what I mean?
Hey, but good news is we're going to treat your hair loss.
Right. Exactly. For something silly like you'll smile better after taking this pill. But people have no problem taking pills when they publicly tell you that these are possible side effects. Okay. Crazy.
The doctor said so.
I mean, how many people, including myself, jumped on the COVID vaccination, right? Jumped on the COVID vaccination. A lot of us were forced by our employer, but jumped on the COVID vaccination with no FDA approval. Well, that's fine. It doesn't have to be FDA approved. That's not my gripe, because there's many things that aren't FDA approved that are fine to take or do. But there was no case study. Like literally zero case study, and now that what we found out is more people have died after the vaccination than when COVID was a thing. That's a fact. You can look that up. I mean, crazy amounts, hundreds of thousands of people post, whether you can blame it all on the vaccine or not. I mean, that's a whole nother story in a conversation, but
Fauci's like,
Fauci's somewhere in the Cayman Islands right now going, I did my job, So my point is that when I tell people, hey, look, you can get in the Hocket sauna at a live ozone therapy spa. It's a 30-minute session. It's enjoyable. It's non-invasive. You actually burn up to 600 calories. I fall asleep when I'm in the Hocket sauna. It's ozone therapy. I explain to them what it does. It repairs and rejuvenates your cells at the mitochondrial level using activated oxygen. I mean, there's more to the story, but that's the short version. And there are no side effects, 0 side effects. And you can go on Google and look at all of the positive case studies that have been done. And I can tell you a bunch of them just in the 3.5 months that we've been open.
I'll be coming over soon, though, for real. I mean, it's a 2-hour trip, but I'm going to bring the family. Speaking of which, is there an age limit to any of it? Because I do have a youngster. So
how old's the youngster?
2.
Can't put him in the
little young. Yeah.
But we can put he. Yeah. We can give him halo therapy. So as long as you go with him in the halo sauna.
Listen, if this kid can sit still for more than 10 seconds, then I'll bring him every day. Just to get him to
handcuffs,
calm down.
Yeah, we'll shackle him down. We got shackles and everything. But anyway, it's frustrating, like when you sit here and you go, hey, look, no harm, no foul. Why don't you try it? I mean, this is what it does. I mean, that's fact. I can tell you what it does. Whether you want to believe me or not, that's up to you. But you've got this condition, fill in the blank. That's what it specializes in. Why don't you at least try it? But they'll pop as many pills, give them anal leakage and death. They'll take a vaccination that nobody's tested, right? But they won't sit in a sauna for 30 minutes. It's just crazy because I'm nuts. Anyway, that's just.
I got a question about a live ozone therapy. I know that you need to have an appointment.
Well,
however, if I happen to be in the area, I can do a walk-in.
Yeah.
Okay, I came that close to going yesterday because I had some time, but I didn't know what the schedule was like on a Saturday.
You literally have my phone number, and I mean,
I know a guy.
I didn't assume you'd be there.
No, I was not. I was playing cards, but I mean,
I didn't want to bother you. I didn't want to say that, but yeah, I thought you'd be playing cards.
But you're my boy. You can call me anytime. I'll stop what I'm doing to take your phone call, of course. And if you need to get in there, I mean, I'll give you Rachel's
pop in a Hocket next time I'm over there. Yeah,
I'll give you Rachel's number too. So anyway, neither here nor there. Richie Surrency. Who's Richie Surrency? Richie Surrency is a amazingly interesting dude. He's Ben's friend. They go way back. He's the managing partner at the Surrency Group. Okay, Bailey, what is that? So Richie has been the director of security for so many huge bands, including right now, I believe, for Ghost, right? Mm-hmm. But Five Finger Death Punch, Disturbed, Evanescence, Journey, Nickelback, Stained, even Pauly Shore, Limp Bizkit, so on and so forth. I'm sure he's got fascinating stories. Ben, thank you. Lining him up for this episode here in a little bit. He's going to join the program.
I can't wait to hear some of these stories, man. He's an interesting dude. He's a character.
Yeah.
You think security guy, obviously the first thing that comes to mind is meathead. This guy is highly educated.
Yeah,
he's a smart guy.
His pictures when he's all done up, he looks, fancy pants. Fancy pants. Yeah, fancy pants.
Big giant guy.
Yeah. So we'll have Richie join us here if all goes well. Got a story for you. Chalk this one up as Bailey, you're an idiot times 2. And your man card should be possibly, most likely, I'm sure the feedback on social media, revoked. Can you guys change your own tire? If you get a flat on the side of the interstate, Ben, can you change your own tire?
I can.
All right. Have you before?
Yes, many times.
Oh. Chris?
I was changing tires on the side of the road before I could drive legally. Yes.
When's the last time you did it?
2 years ago.
Okay. Yeah, me too. Let's move on.
Not since I got AAA. Tell us your story here, Bailey.
No, okay. So you have AAA. So now if you get a flat tire, you'll call AAA and have them do it?
It depends. If I can find my stuff quickly and I'm not too frustrated, I'll do it my damn self. But typically, I'm gonna be like, "All right, how quick can you guys get here? Because I'm dressed nice and I don't want to put my manicure messed up."
That's a valid point, especially if you have a car lower to the ground. You don't want to get dirty. I mean, I'm in a truck, so it isn't that tough. I mean, the tire's under the bed, so.
I'm going to make that point here in a second, actually, Chris, which makes it, in my opinion, more difficult. Okay, so I had a lot to I forget what day it was, so I had like meetings and presentations. I had all kinds of stuff going on, and I was in a rush to go get my blood drawn at my buddy's place, Biodesign. That's where I do my testosterone maintenance. And so I was like, bam, 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 the whole day. It was one thing after another, bam, 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 bam. And then we had some place to be later that night too. So I'm driving towards Deltona, towards Lake Mary from downtown Orlando. And my truck runs over something on the interstate. I don't know what it was. Just runs. I didn't even see it. And my tire, left tire, driver's side, left tire immediately blows. So I feel it. It like the truck didn't wibble wobble and almost.
Did you get squirrely or no?
No. It was actually.
That's a front tire. If it pops.
Was that what it is? If the front tire pops, you get wiggly wobblies?
Your steering is in the front, so it's worse if you lose one in the front because then it's a lot harder to control your vehicle.
Oh my God, you guys are so car smart. I feel so stupid. All right, well, cars have never been my thing, and I've got an excuse, and I'll pay it off with that here in a second. I think a lot of you, if you know me, you know what I'm going to say.
I bet you sound like Yosemite Sam on the side of the road too, didn't you?
No. I don't know. I think in the last couple of years, the older I've gotten and what I've gone through, I
can't see you just going, "Oh, rats."
I really didn't flip out.
Okay, all right.
Truth be told, I didn't flip out. I pulled over safely, put my hazards on, and called or text my wife and told her, because she would eventually ask me, because she tracks me on that Life 360 and be like, "Why are you on the side of the road?" And so I told her, and then I was like, "Now what do I do?" So I'm like sitting in my truck on the side of I-4, and cars are, and I just happened to pull off on a side of the interstate where there's that far right lane kind of merges in. So everybody looks like they're going to hit me. And then at the last minute they go, vroom, like this. It's like the small, Jimmy Curve's Small World. You see the train, you're like, "Huh!" So I pulled off over in the grass a little bit more, because I didn't feel. I've seen too many of those cop videos where the cop gets out and is like, "License and registration." The car comes and hits him. So anyway, I was like, "What do I do now?" And that's what I asked myself. I said, "What do I do now? Do I attempt to change this on my own?" I know where my stuff is at, because I've used it before. Not to change a tire. I used it to jack up a U-Haul trailer because I couldn't pick it up. It was too heavy, but I found out there was a trick to it. Anyway, did you know that there's a trick to lifting up a U-Haul trailer?
Use your legs.
Squats.
that you have to straddle it. You have to, you can't stand on the side of it and lift it. You have to, the bar where it goes on the back of the truck, you have to straddle it and lift it up and deadlift it. Who knew, right? Anyway, and I was using a jack. I'm sitting there and I'm like, truck's got to have a jack. This is brilliant, Bailey. And it's just one of those little standalone jack. You got to,
you get 1 inch from it. You're like, oh. You have to go find 2x4s and shit like that.
That's what I did. I put rocks underneath of it. That's what I did.
That sounds secure.
I was like, "Yeah, it's up, man. It's good." So anyway, so I'm like, "What do I do?" I'm like, "Do I attempt to change my own tire?" I was like, I see in my insurance app, this Progressive Insurance, it says roadside assistance. So I'm assuming I've got it with my coverage. So I go in the app and I do the thing, and it's very simple. It was very user friendly, and it was great. And of course, they tried to call me, and it went to voicemail, and I had to call them back and had to go through a thing. And so I finally get a hold of the lady, and she's very nice. And I'm on the side of I-4, just doing my tire change. I'm thinking that like they're everywhere, they're going to be there in 10 minutes. And she's like, "Okay, yeah, we can send somebody out there. The estimated wait time is 60 to 90 minutes. Like, Jesus. She's like, most of the time they're there early. I was like, well, let's hope so. I got no choice now. I'm in too deep. And she goes, well, that's going to be $95. I said,
oh, additional. Awesome.
Yeah. I said, for what? She goes, to get your tire changed. I said, $95. I need to learn how to do my tires. I'm like, all right, that's fine. Charge me. I said, I don't have this cover. I didn't have the coverage when I signed up for it. I didn't have the coverage. I'm like, okay.
The $4 coverage.
It's cost me $500 for 6 months for 3 people.
All right, listen, sitting in your truck for 60 to 90 minutes watching YouTube, you'll learn how to change a tire quicker and cheaper.
No joke, right? So I thought about that. Not going to YouTube. That's actually pretty brilliant. But I was like, I don't know how to get how do you get the tire? I don't even know how to get the tire. It's underneath my truck. I don't even know how to get it. I know where the stuff's at. I can take off the gimmicks, but I'm sure I could lift the damn thing. But
let's see, 2000 GMC.
I know
how to get a tire.
I know. It just wasn't flowing with my brain at the time. So now I'm just waiting. So I'm like, I'll put a dip in and I'll just scroll on the old talkie box until they get there. Then the guy texts me, about 20 minutes later. He's like, I'm on my way. I was like, cool. So I see in a distance behind me a truck with the yellow lights on. But they're on the side of the road. I was like, well, that must be him. And somebody else probably hit what I hit, and they're getting their tire changed too. He's probably going to get me next. And we're just waiting patiently. I'm like, take care of them, I guess, first. That's cool. And then they pass by, and they didn't stop. Oh, okay. And I'm trying to track this guy, and he's not here yet. I'm like, oh, I must be getting another truck with the yellow lights and stuff. So this beat up car pulls up with this scrawny little black guy. Nice guy. No, don't get me wrong. Really nice guy. I'm just trying to paint you a picture. I wasn't expecting that. I was expecting
a truck,
like a FEMA truck with yellow lights, A-Team style, jacked up, got that metal industrial bumper, big tires, double tires, tow hitch, big spotlights.
Not a Civic.
No, I think it was like a Civic or something. It was, and he looked like he needed new tires. And he pulls up. The dude's got flip-flops on and sweatpants. And he gets out.
Florida man.
He has nice, really nice guy. And he gets to work, man. And I'm watching him. I would have to Google it, but I would have been able to figure it out, to be honest with you. You've got to, I didn't realize you take your key and you go into the back bumper and you unlock it. You have to unlock the tire, and then you put the gimmick bar in there, and you got to put that thing together. It goes all together, and you got to find the right holes in the star and star thing. And then you go, and you loosen it up, and I guess it drops the tire down. You guys are shaking your head. Stop making me feel more stupid than I already do. and then you get the tire off, and then you got to wheel the thing up. It's like a cable with like a thing on the bottom. Then you got to wheel it back up so it's not dragging. And then you lock it again. So now you got the spare tire, which by the way is flat. And then you take the jack and you put it on the thingy, and then you lift it up. He had his own jack. He had like an industrial jack.
That's my next question. Did he bring his own little or
no? He used my but he had his own pump. Yeah,
industrial.
Yeah. It was like the one you see on TV. It was pretty cool.
In my head, I see you getting your tire changed by OMG, it's Wix, and this has cracked me up. Just this whole movie.
Just a little
Thank God he got it on his flip phone
and sweatpants and I think Birkenstocks. So he's doing it, and it's not a problem. He puts the tire on, and I'm just watching him. I feel like an idiot. I mean, the only thing that could have made me feel worse was like if it was a disabled person or a woman, right? I know it's a horrible comment to make, but as a guy, you guys understand what I'm saying.
Yeah.
So that he's got a pump in his car, so he pumps up the tire. Thank you for that, and gets it ready to rock and roll. And I'm assuming I'm supposed to tip him, so I tipped him $10. I think that was nice, right? That's what you're supposed to do.
Mighty nice, yeah.
I think you're supposed to tip the guy because he's not getting that full 95. There's no way. He was very appreciative of it, and he goes on the way. So I get in my truck, and he gets in his car, and we're getting ready to get into traffic. and FDOT pulls up. So that's the Florida Department of Transportation. I think that's what it stands for.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They've got the big truck. That's what I was thinking, with the yellow lights and the hitch and the tires, big tires,
and the mood.
And the guy I never talked to him, but I was like, why is he here? So I'm guessing he just goes up and down the street looking for people like me. And then I start to think to myself, I wonder if that's free. I wonder if you can call FDOT, and I'm sure every state, I don't remember when I was in Georgia if they have something or not, but I'm sure they do.
And the State Farm trucks or something like that, didn't they?
Yeah,
Or
the
was
Road
that
Rangers.
Road Rangers?
Road Rangers, yeah. And I wonder if they're free. And I'm like, why would I? Because I at that time I ordered the roadside assistance, the $500 and some for 6 months, which I find extremely ridiculous.
Oh yeah.
And it was mainly for my daughter because she travels back and forth, Florida, Alabama, Georgia, and all that stuff. And God forbid she gets stuck on the side of the road, especially that long stretch where there's nothing in
Tallahassee to Pensacola.
Yeah,
Oh boy.
Nothing. So it's just free. So I get home and I Google it, and you know what? It's free.
Is it really?
It is absolutely.
Sure enough.
And it's not only do they change tires, they'll do minor repairs. They do all kinds of stuff for free.
So $500 for 6 months of insurance. I mean, I'm sure AAA is, I don't know, $100 a year or something. I mean, so that's cheaper. Technically, if you wanted to get AAA, that would be your smarter investment. But FDOT, I mean, that's awesome. How long does it take though?
I don't care. Free's free.
Yeah,
that's
true.
cool. You're saying AAA is $100 a year?
No, I'm
That's
not
more
sure.
than that.
I'm throwing that out there. I do not know.
You know how much you pay? You have it, Ben.
I do, and I don't remember what I pay. The number 262 comes to mind, but
For a year, that's still
For a
cheaper
year?
than Progressive.
yeah,
Dude,
I might be off, but
I got jobbed.
yeah,
Like
me
I
and
got
both my parents have it.
I got to dip out of this Progressive thing. That's ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. So anyway, I felt like less of a man. I'm going to be completely honest with you. The entire time, and I was fighting it. I was like, you're just at a stage in your life where you can have this nice little man come and change your tire. This is something a guy should know how to do and be able to do. And I've changed a tire before. I think twice. So I could have figured it out if I wanted to. Older I get, the lazier I get. Here's the thing. This is my excuse. I grew up without a dad. I'm a bastard. So I never had anybody teach me all this stuff. So there's that.
It's okay. We could start the next podcast in Pours can be from like a tire kingdom. We'll have a thing set up. Everybody can, learn how to do it, make it a thing.
Well, it's funny because we used to do, I started this event when I was actually at 90 Rock in Tampa. So I think the first one we did was 2007. It was called the Bastards Day Olympics. And we did it in Atlanta too. And it was actually very successful and it was cool. And what we would do, we would take the morning show, do a live broadcast, and we would get 5 dads and 5 bastard kids, people that grew up without a dad. And every year it would be the same story. The questions: can a woman be a bastard?
Oh, you're going to say it was the same kids.
Well,
Every year,
winner.
all 5 of us.
Yeah.
We did have a lot of repeat customers. They
It was
wanted
a great time.
Yeah. So, as a girl, bastard, a bad word, I've a lot of people I worked with, you can't say bastard. I'm like, what are you talking about? Bastard's not a bad word. And then sales could never sell it because it was too derogatory. I don't know. They just didn't. It's crazy.
They weren't trying hard enough.
Shocker.
You can sell anything.
Right. So, but anyway, we would always have a great turnout. People would come out and we would take 5 bastards and 5 good fathers. And we had these different events and I created it all in 2007. It kind of held true all those years. It was the same format, but we do speed fathering where the dads would have 30 seconds to give their bastard kid a piece of great advice, and they would each dad would go through the bastard kids, one by one. And then we would have the Bastards Day Olympics and we'd have really cool prizes up for grabs. And we would team the bastards with the dads. They will eat the different stations. Like one would be the football toss because that bastard kid never got to play catch.
Toss with his dad.
Yeah. There would be the teach you how to fight. And we had the big boxing gloves.
Oh yeah.
they would punch each other like 5 times. They'd have to do that. The condom on the cucumber, learning about the birds and the bees as the father walks them through it, and the bastard is blindfolded. I think in Atlanta we added the tire change. That's why I brought it up, which was pretty good. It was pretty smart to add that because you had the sound of the but
power tool version.
Yeah, but mainly we did it was because I worked with a guy and he was always trying to kiss ass to his endorsers and which was fine because that actually worked out pretty good. So we added that, but that, look, I don't think that I'm off by saying if you grew up without a father like I did. I mean, I had stepdads, but they didn't do these kinds of things that a dad's supposed to do for you. I think that we lack a lot of those guy qualities that people grow up with fathers have.
Can you tie a tie?
I can tie a tie. I don't know how I learned to tie a tie.
A double or single knot?
I have no idea. It's just tied. It's not very well, but it's just tied.
Do you give yourself the rabbit speech while you're doing it?
No, I usually
the rabbit goes down the hole and all that shit.
It usually takes me about 10 tries to do it.
Okay.
Most of the time when I tie a tie, I leave it loose anyway. I like that look, that 80s look where it's
Miami, yeah,
it's kind of hangs down. So,
I'm with you.
But I mean, did you both have dads growing up? Ben,
Oh yeah.
you did, Ben?
3.
Wouldn't know like a real dad.
Okay, yeah, let's get deep. I had one until I told him I didn't want him to be my dad anymore, and then we didn't speak for 8 years.
Oh, okay. Well,
Yeah.
but until then, did he like throw baseballs with you and stuff?
Kinda, sorta. Like he tried. Okay, he tried to be a good dad. He wasn't great at it.
Uh-huh.
So yeah, we hooked back up before he passed away. But yeah,
Oh,
he tried. Yeah, it wasn't awesome.
Did stepdads do any of that stuff with you?
Yeah, so my current stepdad is, if I could pick from the 3, I would pick this guy all day, twice on Sunday. And he's taught me more since he didn't even meet me until I was like 23, 24 years old. He's taught me more about how to be a man since then than the other 2 ever did.
Yeah. I didn't meet him at the chamber meeting, but I saw that dude looks like a man's man. Like he looks like he should be in Yellowstone. That's how
he's from Texas.
He's a man. He's a man's man when he's probably pushing 70 years old, but he looks a rugged, really. He looks like he's
76.
Wow.
He looks like he's a rugged 55. All right. And he's wearing the Levi's that are tight, and they look uncomfortable, but they look so good on him. He's got the belt, the leather belt.
Yep.
That's probably been through hell and back, and it looks good on him. He's got the man boots, with the scruffs, and every scruff has probably got a story. And that button-up shirt that he probably got at JCPenney, the Arizona section, that none of us would buy.
I want to meet this guy you're describing.
But he buys it. But he buys it and makes it look tough. That's the guy I saw. And his hair, beautiful head of hair.
Gorgeous. He's a silver fox.
Beautiful head of hair.
Beautiful.
Awesome. Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah, and he loves my mom and puts her up on a pedestal. So I appreciate
There
that
you go.
so much, man. Yeah. But he's taught me stuff, man.
Chris, you got a dad?
I do. I'm lucky enough to still have him around. He taught me baseball from the age of 4. He was a coach on numerous teams. He taught me how to hunt, taught me how to fish, taught me how to change a tire, taught me how to drive a 5-speed when I was 12, by the way. So watch out on the road.
No, that's good.
Yeah, but it was good. I have a great dad, a great family. So.
My brother, he taught me how to drive a stick. My first car was a stick. I wanted to
drive like a race car, man. Like a race car
Did
driver.
he talk to you about like the uncomfortable, weird stuff that we have to learn about as early teenage young men?
Oh yeah, I got that awkward talk. Let me tell you.
Yeah.
Oh,
really? Yeah, I didn't learn about any of that. So nobody taught me that. How I learned to kiss? I learned a French kiss. I don't know. It's going to be weird because our guest.
Taco flavored kisses.
What'd you say?
It was a skit. Sad taco flavored kisses.
Oh no. I learned how to French kiss. I learned how to French kiss by practicing on the tiles in our shower
Wow.
You made out with grout?
I did.
Wow.
And you want to know how I learned to do it? I mean, the idea, the concept. I mean, like I would watch, I'd see stuff like in Playboy and whatnot, but the actual motion and the function was on my yes. Yeah, and it was the old school 70s that SOS Patty fabric, and I was
give me some Nogad with some lotion.
I'd be watching TV at my aunt's house, Aunt Evelyn's house, and I was like, nobody's here, and I just kind of whip it out, and I'd get on the couch and just and I was like, I mean, thank God there was no woman that felt like that. I mean, that would be horrible, right? That's so anyway. That's what happens when you grow up without a dad, people, by the way.
You molest your couch and grout.
Yeah. So for you young fathers that are looking to dip out for selfish reasons, listen to me and my stories, and this is how they grow up. Can't change tires, banging SOS pad couch cushions, and making out with tile grout.
Calling tools by their description versus their name.
Yeah, that's another thing. Total lost call. Anyway, all right. Let's welcome to the show. Let's welcome to the BS podcast. Thanks again to the Bald Badger for getting this guest on. I'm so excited. I love talking to band security guys. They just have the best stories. And your friend Richie has been around for a very long time. Doing security for bands like Limp Bizkit and comedians like Pauly Shore and bands like Stain and Nickelback and Journey and Evanescence, Disturbed, Five Finger Death Punch, and just recently now for the band Ghost, which I think, didn't they just get a new lead singer?
No.
The
lead singer is the only one that's actually a member of the band, as far as I know. The rest of them are all hired guns and stuff.
But they had an old lead singer, and he's like doing Broadway or something now. Am I off on this?
I'm not familiar with that particular story. We can ask Richie. I bet he'd know.
I don't think I'm making this up. He's the managing partner for the Surrency Group, touring security director. Let's welcome to the show. It is Mr. Richie Surrency. Richie, how are you, buddy?
Man,
What's
I didn't think
up,
I was
Beller?
gonna make it, man. I just got back from going and getting my hair done, bro. So I'm glad I just got back here on time. You know what I mean? Everything's going good. How you guys?
Good. How do you tell them you won it since you don't have much up there? What do you say to them?
Yeah, just nothing shiny, man. Just give me some gold look up on top and trim it up, and that's pretty much how it goes, man. How you guys doing?
We're good. Thanks for the time, man. I appreciate it. Did I read this correctly that you back in the day before you even got into security for any of the bands, you did real estate? That was like your first gig?
Yeah, I still do it, man.
Yeah,
so
yeah,
actually, I just got through selling Sam Rivers, the bass player for Bizkit. He lives 15 minutes from me. I just got through selling his house, selling him a new home here in Jacksonville. So, yeah, I still do that on the side, bro. It took me 2 tries to get my real estate license, so I never let that go or expire.
You hustle, man. You got all kinds of cookie jars with your hand in it.
Yeah, man, you got to, right? So, I think it was said, most millionaires have multiple streams of income. Isn't that correct?
Yeah,
that is correct. Yeah.
Right. So, and then us in the music business, we have time off. It's nice to, I have a partner, and she handles stuff while I'm on the road, and so it works out good, man. So.
Yeah, I was talking with Brad Stewart from Saliva the other day, and Brad was, he was like, "Hey, I'm getting ready to head it out. I got to go show a house, because they just got off that Saliva Hinder tour, and because he does real estate.
Yeah.
My wife's a real estate agent by trade, and a very good one. So
I think we all know one or two, man.
Right, but here's the thing.
We all know one or two. Somebody's
in your situation, because you have so many contacts in the music business, well-liked, they're going to come to you, and you're dealing with multi-million-dollar houses, which the commission on those are great. First question is, do you charge? Well, I know the commission thing has now changed, but do you cut them a break?
Yes, I do cut him a break. Really, if you're a buyer's agent, look, I get you a nice housewarming gift, and if I can maybe take you out to some dinner or some shit. But other than that, the commissions, is paid by the seller anyway, so not really doing any favors. I mean, it's what we do is we do represent them properly, and they can be themselves and not be around some, probably 90% of the realtors that you see are, I don't want to say pretentious, but yeah, pretentious, right? So, we're more, me and my partner Danielle, we're tatted up. Obviously, you don't have to be different, and we look at you the same. You know what I mean? So obviously we're, hey, dude, let's go look at some homes, and then let's go to Chris, have a couple drinks and a steak. You know what I mean? So it works out. It works out pretty good, So most everybody knows a realtor of some sort, some way, but it's something that I've been doing for a long time. My family grew up, and we had our own brokerage firm called USA Realty, and so I started there. But I was still in the music business, doing some local stuff and production, and so I used to do it all, and and then from there I got married, and that's one of the stories that Fred from Bizkit, he had come to me. He was like, "Hey man, come with us, dude. We got us a van. We got a label deal." And because I started bouncing around here when I was 18 years old. So at college bar, all you could drink. So, and I was the only one. So I kind of tell you, I got into the shit quite frequently. And so from there, I would run barricade securities at all the different clubs through here. And then, I got married to my first ex-wife. Yeah, there's two, but my first one, I got married to her, and I was doing real estate, and I was doing decent in real estate, but it's not really what I wanted to do. So, I pretty much took off and left when Fred and them had come to me. They're like, "Hey, we're driving to LA. And we got this brand new van, we got a trailer, we're loading everything up, and we have 2 record deals." I go, "Well, shit, man, who's the record deals?" He's like, one of them was, I think it was MCA or MGM, one of the two. Either one of them would have been good anyways. And then Flip Records, right? So I said, "Well, who are you signing with, bro?" He goes, "The only way we're fucking signing with Flip is if we flip the van on the way to LA." Well, they literally flipped the fucking van on the way to LA in Texas. So that's why they were under Flip Records, right? And so he literally stuck with Flip and went with Flip because they did flip the van. And so it's pretty remarkable that nobody died in that van, because the guy that was driving, which is what I think they wanted me to be there for, was a drive or a help drive or something. But the guy overcorrected. And when he did, he overcorrected, like he fell asleep and overcorrected and then hit a guardrail and then
was there a trailer on the back of the van?
Yeah, the trailer on the back of it. Yeah,
So Richie, are you trying to tell me, is that real? Like Fred Durst from Limp Bizkit, is that superstitious that he's like, I'm not sure what label I want to sign with. You literally turned down MGM or MGA because he said that, bro. That's fucking 100%. Actually, Terry Balsamo, the guitar player from Cold and Evanescence, he had a stroke. He was here at my house yesterday. I made him come help me move some shit, right? He can barely walk. He had a stroke, and this hand right here doesn't work and shit, but he still got one good hand. I had him help me do some shit over here yesterday, and we were talking about that because that was sort of the extent where like he had some backing, because he was in that band. So the band that I was working with locally, it was but it was Shaft, and then they had named Sacagawea, like Sacagawea, but it was Sacagawea.
Oh, is that with Rob Waters?
Yeah, dude, with Rob, right? Rob's gone now.
Rest his soul, yeah.
But that's where Rob and Terry were in that van, right? So Wes Borland had left, and then Fred replaced them with Rob and Terry, which was the guys that I was working for, right here. And so then they fucking flipped the van, and then Rob got mad because he signed with Flip Records. He's like, "You're fucking kidding me. You're going to sign with Flip, right?" And that's when Rob left the fucking band. Rob left Bizkit, and so did Terry. Both of them did. Because they were going out there thinking they're going to sign with MGM or MCA, whoever the fuck it was. And, start up, and they went up signing with Flip Records that had, like, I think Dinosaur Jr. on their label, right? It was one guy, Jordan Schur, who's now a fucking mogul, right? I can't even remember the band he had on there, whatever they were. They didn't last long, right? So it was like, why are you literally turning down what could be a very advantageous and monetarily a way better contract than Flip, right? So, but he did. So there you go.
Because he flipped. I got a question. Go back to the real estate thing before.
Yeah.
Who's was the worst musician to sell a house to?
Well, being that I only sold one to a musician, that's really the only one I've sold. Like, that's really the only one I've sold. I've had a couple others that have lived around here, right? But sometimes it's better not to, you kind of want to be careful because you don't really want to, like you can work for that guy and all of a sudden, maybe his house gets fucking mold or black mold. Like, you sold me this house, and then now I'm out of a job for the future with him. And so sometimes it's kind of a, it's kind of that line that you gotta know if you really want to cross it or not. But there's a lot of people who moved here from Jacksonville, like Jim Root. He moved from Jacksonville. I think he's since moved. Robbie, the bass player for Godsmack, he lives like 20 minutes. Now, isn't he? Yeah, he's St. Augustine. Yeah. So I'm halfway in between St. Augustine and Jacksonville. So, and who else was here? What's his name from Asking Alexandria?
Oh, Danny?
The singer, I think.
Yeah, Danny Warsnup.
Yeah, Danny Warsnup,
Yeah.
I think he lives like Green Cove Springs, which is like 25 minutes from me to the other side.
How did you go from the real estate agent? You just happened to know.
I used to just threaten motherfuckers to buy houses from me, dude. You know what I mean? It's like, I've been driving you around. I've been driving you and your fucking kids around, dude, feeding you. You're gonna buy this fucking house today, okay? I always find it fascinating how people get into the business, especially specific jobs. Like, security director. That guy. Were you bouncing at a bar? That's what I was saying. I started bouncing when I was 18, and so I was in that transition to where, like, I'm either gonna go and follow with Finley and go into the military, or I'm going to. It was pretty much at the crossroads, right? So I was still like, but I always knew I wanted to do something in the music business, and so at that time, then after the van had flipped and all that shit, and I just got married, and Fred was like, "Bro, you wanna come on the road?" And I'm like, "You know what, dude? Fuck it." I just left everything, and I basically started out bringing home. I was not only doing security, I was also the carpenter, and I was also ward dressing room setter upper, right? So I did fucking everything, and I brought home $268.74 a week. Oof. I know that number, right? $268.74.
Wow.
And, now 28 years. I was listening to the beginning. So I with Five Finger Disturbed for a little bit. I come off the road for a little while, and I just after like COVID, and then I kept getting phone calls to come back because there's a bunch of shit guys they had out there, and so then I wound up. I've been with Ghost now for. I was with them last year through the end of their run, 5 weeks. And so, and then there's transition now, and Tobias went back in the studio and made. And it's always been the same singer.
Is it okay? Always. So in order to go into you do security for another band, do you have to lobby for that, or do you just have a reputation?
Lobby shit.
You lobby?
Basically, listen. If you suck at your job in this business, you're not going to last very long. You know what I mean? Good shit spreads kind of slowly but steadily, and bad shit spreads really, really rapidly and very, very fast. Very fast in this business. So because you are, in my position, there's two positions of security in actual touring with musicians. There is the personal side, which is what I did for a long time. And at the same time, you can do personal, and then we have a side called the venue, right? So it's sort of like if you're with the president, you got the president's detail, and then you have an advanced team, right? So now I'm more on the advanced team, which is where I want to be, which is where I stay with the crew more. I'm in at 6. That's longer hours, but my days off are my days off now, right? So when you are doing personal, you're with those guys 24/7. That's really why a lot of them start off with their friends. You know what I mean? As that, and they kind of hope they transform into, which what I do a lot as well, is that, y'all have guys that'll be like, hey, Richie, I want to bring out my buddy, man. Can you kind of train? Can you kind of sit in with you, on your security meetings and this and that? And, and I don't mind. I mean, I had someone who I used to look up to in the business when I learned as well. And it's, there's certain things you can't fucking teach, right? So, I mean, you got to have your head on a swivel at all times, never become complacent. And,
so who do you call the lobby to be security director for a band? The lead singer?
You don't.
No? How does it work?
Really, nobody to call. The only thing that you can do is there's a couple different companies out there. But at that point, now you need to have, because not only on that side is, with advancing, you're going to be with crew guys. You live in a bus. You got to have bus etiquette, number one. You're rolling around with your sticky fucking shoes on, cooking up fucking herring inside the bus. We're going to have a problem, motherfucker. You're going to figure out. You know what I mean? So there's rules to shit, right? And so sometimes you just can't do some guy attitude, fucking some drink 2 beers, and you want to fucking straight front kick them off the bus and leave them where they're at. Because imagine, shit, you're with them every single day. So it's almost like you guys got brothers. How many times you and your brothers fucking scrap it out?
Right.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
Sure.
So same thing with band members, same thing with their. So, you're riding a fucking submarine tube, sometimes, 1,000, but, 500 at least. Now the bus drivers got it easy, right? They take a break and all this other shit. But, it's like, there's all certain aspects to it. But like I said, you have the personal side, which stays with the band, and they stay in the better hotels. And I've done all that. I was with Journey for 9 years. So we flew on fucking jets. I coordinated all that shit, dude. We stayed in the best hotels and, ate the best places and all that stuff. And, at that time, and I'm like, you know what? But I never had a day off, right? I could never go, you know what? I got a friend here. I'm going to go see him. You know what I mean? And because, something, they might have something lined up, or maybe the wife does, or somebody or something. And so for me now, I'll be 54 in May. So, now I like to chill. I like to have my time, and, if I want to go get a haircut, I will. And, whatever I want to do, I can do it without having to call and ask for fucking permission. So
right.
Where I'm at now, my venue side is where I like to stay. I create all the laminates, all the tour passes. I do all the advancing with all the venues. I hold all the security meetings with local law enforcement, LEOs, EMTs. We have Yonder on this whole ghost tour. So this ghost tour that I'm leaving on April 9th starts off here in Europe, and and it's just ghost. Nobody's opening up for us. Everything is already fucking sold out.
Wow.
And we have 18 trucks, semis, 18 semis on this run.
God.
And it's just us. Nobody else, no openers at all.
Ghost? I didn't realize they were that big of a band.
They're huge over there.
Oh, in the UK.
And everything here is so we're not doing anything outdoors anymore. Everything is indoor arenas. Because number one, he has a lot of shit he wants. You have weather concerns with the outdoor, right? The sheds, right? They all seem to, we had a couple of them where we had to cancel. Fans are pissed off, and he's like, you know what? I'm not doing any outdoor sheds anymore. I don't give a shit. And so their production is Fucking incredible, dude. You never seen, obviously never been to a ghost show?
I have not. No.
You ever been? Anybody been?
I've never been. No, my buddy used to play bass for him, but I never made it to a show.
They just put out a movie last year. So it's on Vudu. If you go, it's right here, right now.
Oh, I saw the trailer. I saw the trailer.
Yeah, we had two sold out. We had two sold out shows in at the Forum in LA, and so that's where we filmed that. It was I think it was a Saturday and a Sunday. I think maybe at the Forum, but that's when we filmed that. And then he did his added stuff, right? But each singer has always been, it's Papa Emeritus 1, 2, 3, Copas Carney, all that. That's the genius behind his shit is that everybody who's a fan, they're a cult fan, bro. Like, you'd be surprised people who've never fucking heard of him. And then in 2016, right? And did you know that?
You cut out. Say that again.
Did you? A lot of people don't even know that. Like, fuck, what? They won a Grammy. Yeah, they won a Grammy.
They won a Grammy.
And they were up last year against Metallica for another fucking Grammy last year.
Yeah.
And so and that's what's kind of cool about it is that I don't get fucking calls for tickets because nobody's heard of them, right? And I'm like, they're like, who are you with? I'm like, I'm with Ghost. Who's that? Take care. See you later. Right?
Are you guys coming to Florida at all?
What's that, brother?
Are you guys coming to Florida?
Yeah, I know we're doing Jacksonville, but I think that's January of next year, though. So
I bet you get called for some tickets on that shit.
That's when I changed my number. Everybody, it's like, it's like, dude, I take care. I've been taking care of people my entire life. Yep. But it's some people they know, dude. It's like, I've gotten tickets forever and ever. And I say, look, man, I got a few people who, but nobody seems to, so they're not really interested. But then all of a sudden they'll watch like that Right Here, Right Now movie, right? Or they'll start doing their own investigation. Like, dude, that looks incredible. I'd love to come see them, right? And really it is. It's a phenomenal show, man. So, and this one right here is going to be the best out of all of them. There's going to be three different. So,
like three
different sets. So there's a main set. So Kabuki, main set.
Got it.
Kabuki, a secondary set. Kabuki, third set, right? So it's 2+ hours. So like the first Kabuki will drop, boom, there's that. Then it'll go dark. Next Kabuki will drop, now it'll be a different backdrop, right? With blow up inflatable churches and shit and all. I mean, it's fucking crazy, bro. Wow. It's 18, and then the last one is a complete fucking video wall all the way around. That's the reason why it's 18 fucking trucks, right? So it's not 18 trucks of fucking equipment. So, it's all production. Man,
That's a lot.
So,
is this the biggest production you've ever been a part of?
You know what? My Nickelback shit back in the day, Dark Horse Tour, wasn't pretty. I mean, we'll have 100, just crew-wise, we'll have 110 out with us. On this run, and that's not including band party. A party's the band party. There's like 12, 13 on band party, and then 110 plus on tour for our side of it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So Richie, let me ask you this: out of all the bands over all the decades that you've done security for, who was the hardest to work with?
At this time, I've been advised by my attorney to plead the fifth.
I'm dying to hear if Neil Sean was an ass.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. What's that?
You said it's like a sibling rivalry. You have your.
I mean, and you try to not get into it either, right? So, because you are with that person every day as well, right? So, I mean, listen, is anybody a complete fucking prick that I've ever worked for? Is that what you want to know? Kind of like, and some, and everybody's always an outside analyst of somebody because of something they did. Like Fred used to get labeled, he's a fucking dick, he's a prick. Now listen, dude, he was. I mean, like, and everybody, he's a perfectionist, right? That's why he shot his own videos. That's why he edited his own videos, because nobody knows his shit like he does, right? But he also you're being paid to do a job, and you're paid fucking really good. And, you know, you should do that fucking job. And if you fuck it up, especially like during a set, whether it's a miscue of pyro, even though nobody, you know, or your delays are fucked up, no one out there in the crowd's going to know about it. You know what I'm saying? They don't give a shit. But you as the artist, now you feel like it's fucking ruined the whole show, motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? And so, you know, some people get labeled as a dickhead, but it's really, for me, you know, I've been pretty lucky because I can kind of pick and choose who I want to work for now.
Who do you want? Is there somebody you haven't worked for that you want to work for?
No. I mean, like, there's not, I mean, like, any fucking anybody's music right now. It isn't really, I mean, I like different shit. Like, you guys ever heard the Cannons?
Cannons?
The Cannons.
Chick singer.
No.
Blonde hair chick, two dudes. You
No.
never heard of them? I bet you've heard of that. I bet you've heard of one of their songs. This is super kind of chill, mellow, again, but cool. You'll check it out as soon as we get done. You'll be like, damn, man. I mean,
what about this, Richie? Out doing security for all these bands.
Yeah.
Tell me a good Regulate story where crowd got crazy, somebody got nuts, and you had to step in and please tell me you pile drived them through a table or something.
I can tell you this. I can tell you this. So, like, this was Stained probably fucking 20 years ago, probably.
So it's been a while.
It was in the height of their. What'd you say?
It's been a while.
Yeah, right.
It's been a while.
Yeah, so you know, this was back when people used to fucking pit, dude, like Slayer pits, you know, Pantera pits, you know, and so when I'm working, when I'm either if I'm doing personal or venue, I'm a barricade guy. So I'm in. So you want to see me during the show? I'm in the fucking barricade and I'm working, right? One, making sure the barricade guys aren't fucking kids up, making sure they know what they're doing. Number two, also being able to, if someone has an issue, I'll be there to be able to do a show stop, right, and get them immediate attention. Which I don't know if you guys were here for Rockville when Avenged Sevenfold, my boy Joey Perez is with Avenged, and I had to do a show stop in the middle of the show at Rockville because, you know, it was out in the concrete parking lot. The guy hit his head, boom. Then we got an ambulance and everything. Whole different story. That's my OCD. Sorry, my ADD. And so that what were we talking about? Oh, so I had the kids. They were like, "There's a guy who pulled a knife out in the pit." I'm like, "What?" So I jumped, and as I jumped over the barricade, right? This would probably never happen again, but literally they like parted like the Red Sea, right? So I'm jumping over, and now you're talking about a sold out arena floor, probably, you know, 1,900 floor, and it just went whoosh. And then
they were scared to death of the human hovercraft that jumped the barricade.
Somehow there was like, I mean, I'm 6'1" with a fucking good shoe on, 320 pounds, right? So I'm over this thing, and it just, now all of a sudden I see just one fucking person there in the pit, and he had a hand out like this, right? You can see the blade; it was glistening up. So I just come up behind him. Wow! I put old fucking my football days. Middle linebacker fucking move, one of his ass just fucking annihilated him, right? But it was killer because, you know, number one, you got a knife, dude. So, but I mean, literally, it just parted, and it was just like the guy was just like, he was like, whoa! I was like, oh yeah, motherfucker. No, but there's been a couple times too where, you know, I've had, you know, people get on stage with Evanescence. There's some video out there that shit too of me just pile driving. Actually, another one was Stained. You can look up Stained Hammerstein Ballroom Mud Shovel, and you'll see a guy come dancing up behind Mike Mushock right here. And this is not very long after Dimebag was killed. It was the same year.
So everybody was on.
So
edge.
this is when, and I was actually on stage for that, just because I had a gut feeling like some dumb fucker. This is New York, right? So it's New York, Hammerstein Ballroom, and Mud Shovel being the last song. You know, it's always those last three songs. They go, "Oh, thanks for coming out tonight." They come out and do their encore.
Encore.
Thank you. Come out and do their encore. Now people are like fucking, I don't care if I get thrown out. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna get thrown out. It's over. I've seen the show. So that's when you really got to be on alert, right? So, of course, this guy gets up there, and I'm standing next to Jeremy Shockey. Remember that guy?
Oh yeah,
Football player.
Yeah.
Football player for New York, right? So he was there, standing near stage left, right? And I knew, and I was like, all of a sudden I see this guy. And he was big. He was probably like 6'3", maybe 250, 240. And you just see me fucking, like I said, you can look it up. You'll just see me come. He came up stage right, I'm stage left. So you see him come up, and as soon as he gets like, I sent that fucking sailing. And Shockey goes, damn, son. Right? Because I put that motherfucker on his ass. But
I always wondered this, Richie. I always wondered, and you're going to be able to tell me the answer to this. You've regulated, as you've said, all these different stories of, guy pulls a knife in the pit. You got to take him out. Guy jumps on stage. Evanescence, take him out. There's videos. People have seen Richie Surrency doing this. But I've always wondered, after they get regulated by a guy the size of you, are they still fans of the band?
Fuck yeah, they are, dude.
It's a badge of honor.
Yeah. Hey, I've had them pretty much a lot. I mean, I've had them get on stage, and they're like, oh man, this was fucking great, dude. Fucking, because I mean, listen, it really, what happens to you is kind of how your attitude is and what you're dictating. If you come up trying to throw punches at my guys, shit's going bad for you real quick, right? But if you're just kind of coming up, jumping around, now, anyways, I'm not gonna come up there and just chuck the life out of you, right? So now you just kind of grab them, put them, come on, have a good time, get out of here. Good job, you got one by me. I mean, I'm more mad that they got up there in the first place, right? So,
right.
That they got by security staff down there, right? So it rarely happens, but if it does, it's not that big of a deal really anymore. But again, you can't become complacent, dude. So you got to kind of, you come at them. When I'm coming for them, if I got to come for them, I'm coming for them. And I got two ways I'm going to handle it. It's either one, you're gonna get nailed, and I'm gonna drag your ass down the fucking stairs, stage right, stage left, and then hand you off. Or two, I'm gonna kindly escort you down. Your attitude dictates what happens to you.
Do you ever get into it with other band security?
No, because I either know them or they respect me to where they won't fucking say anything. You know what I'm saying? There was one time, but there was one time with Fred and Scott Stapp.
Oh, what was that?
That's how the anger management tour came about.
Okay, so was the Woodstock '99? No, it was.
We were in. Yeah, no, it was like 2000 maybe or something. Might have been '99 too. We were doing a radio show in Jersey, and Scott would not allow the bass player they had, his wife, to come into the dressing room.
Brett.
Right? And so Fred was like, what? Fuck that. He had the bass player and the bass player's wife come into our dressing room. And Fred fucking like, fuck that Scott Stapp motherfucker. Well, that was it. And my buddy Aaron was who became to be a tour manager. He's passed away now. But he was their security guy at the time. Now at that time, I had myself, who all did personal. It was me plus 4 other guards. Right? One of them went on to become WWE Tag Team Champion. Right, his name was Tyson Tomko.
Oh, okay, yeah.
And then my other buddy was who trained with Tito Ortiz. And then my other buddy's a 6'5" fucking ninja, Jeff Head. And then I had one more. Yeah, Jeff. So Jeff went on to become Slipknot's guy for a long time. He was in business for a long time. So it would have been a bad deal for Scott Stapp and his whole entire fucking staff because we would have annihilated these fuckers, dude. And you can fucking take that with seats wide open. We would have fucking annihilated those guys, dude. So, but
Scott would have gone higher.
Oh, man. Please don't.
Those guys are, and then like I said, now you become humbled really quickly when you go from doing fucking arenas and stadiums to barely do a 1,200 sellout in a club.
Yeah.
It humbles you, and this last fucking tour, my buddy Carter does their security now, and dude, they're selling out everywhere, dude. Like I was just behind them with Five Finger.
Massive.
Are you talking about Creed?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. So, look, I'm
got a way better attitude now too. He's not this prick, right? So, because he wasn't fucking, and I don't care. I can say it. I don't work for those guys anyway.
So Creed, obviously Orlando, originally Tallahassee, but Orlando guys. I mean, this is where
right.
This is where Hanson launched them, and all that stuff. It was all based out of here, and Flip, speaking of. And Tremonti,
Tremonti's the shit. I love Tremonti, dude.
Mark's the greatest guy.
Nicest guys in the world. And Stapp is, I've interviewed him over the years in his different stages. He's a very, I don't want this to come across wrong because I like Scott, but he can be very manipulative.
He wasn't dick.
He can be very manipulative, and he can sell what he's trying to sell to anybody if he wants. You know what I mean? He's got that thing about him. But we all get to a certain point of our lives, and he got hit with the fame stick, and you're right, he got humbled.
That's the shit too, man. That, be careful who you fuck up with and talk shit about on the way up, because what comes up must come down, bro. So
must come down. All right.
and I look at like baby bands like coming up, like shit, dude, Five Finger Death Punch. When me and Terry Balsamo, we were out as Evanescence and Korn, right? And we were doing Family Values tour, and like we step off the bus and I hear this, I'm like, where the fuck is this music coming from, bro? And I would literally walk out, me and Terry walk out, and there's a band playing we're doing all outdoor sheds, right? And there's a band fucking playing there that they're out in the fucking parking lot. That fucking band was Five Finger Death Punch.
Really?
Right? And I was like, what the fuck are these? I go, these guys are playing here every night. And me and Terry were like, fuck these guys. These guys are going to be fucking huge. So, me and Terry, we were like, hey, man, you guys, they're like, yeah, man, we're playing every show. I'm like, you guys don't come and catering and eat, or you got? He's like, no, man. I'm like, fuck that shit, dude. Come in my dressing room. Look, everybody, we're done all the stuff in the dressing room. Our fruit trays and our fucking meat trays, and at that point, you're fucking happy to get a fucking pack of Nutter Butters, right? So, water, Coke, and I was like, hey, we're done. Whatever you guys need, have at it, bro. It's yours. And that goes a long way, and hey, that just fucking fed my family for the last 2 years, right?
Yeah.
Nice. So be careful who you fucking talk shit to. Okay, cool, man. I was coming outside here.
Yeah.
My fucking neighbors over here, dude. They're, what I'm saying? My neighbors are over here. So, man. So it's been a good run. And I kind of forgot what we were talking about.
Is that a Mark Echo shirt you're wearing, by the way? That is a very nice shirt.
No, bro, that's Dixon.
Is that okay?
Oh yeah, okay.
It is.
I thought it was the scissors on there.
Dixon Schmedium.
I got my shameless plug in. Hey man, what's your name down there in the bottom right, man?
Is that Chris?
Yeah.
Is that Chris?
Yeah, that's
Chris Waters.
I'm over the right. Boom.
Yeah, I think you're on my right.
Yeah.
What's going on, brother? You ain't said shit. You just smiling.
Yeah, living a dream, man. I was listening to. I was going to hop in a couple of times, but the guys were mostly hitting questions.
In, bro. You got something you want to ask?
What's the wildest story you've got? That's really what I want to know, man. I love hearing the wild shit.
Go on to the next guy. Go ahead. I mean, listen, man. Obviously, there's all kinds of wild stories, man. I mean, really, the best stories. Number one, you can't really put shit out there because of NDAs, But even though I never really signed my real name to any NDA, I'm not really bound to any. But if you want to stay working in the business, but some of the best stories, man, are like with crew guys, bro. Those are some of the best. So, I couldn't even tell you what I mean.
Do you have any roadhouse stories? Like you've been stabbed, you take care, you stitch yourself up, you have any like good shit like that,
I can super glue my shit together.
Carries his own medical records.
Yeah, you got to carry your own records.
Carry my dossier with fucking, I got shit here. I mean, I've been hit before. I've been in a couple of situations with those. I've also but really not even fucking working. That was either in my days where I make you're at your kind of pitchfork of life where you can kind of go left, and I'd probably be doing 30 years right now, or you go right, and now you are where you are, and you got kids and family, and you made the right decisions, right? So
I hear that.
Everything prior to that, I've been blessed, man, to be able to do something that I really wanted to do, and like even in doing security, and then I've tour managed before. I've managed other little baby bands and shit.
I've got to tell you,
who found Puddle? Who found Puddle of Mud, right? You know who discovered Puddle of Mud?
That was Durst.
No, but yeah, it was Fred. But you know who actually found him?
I'm assuming you.
This guy. Yeah.
I'm assuming you.
I caught Wes sneaking backstage in Kansas City and TV.
Freezing on it.
Lee Presley called Cool Jobs.
Mm-hmm.
And
you're cutting in and out, Richie. I can't hear you.
Can you hear us?
Yeah, we're losing it.
Might have lost him.
Richie, we can't hear you, brother. Your Wi-Fi is cutting out. Richie,
The old whiffy.
yeah, we got a frozen Richie Surrency here. I think it was a good move to go outside, but a bad move to walk around.
Can you hear me?
Yep.
Yeah,
there we go. You're freezing pretty hard.
You're freezing pretty hard. Get back close to the router.
Hello.
Hi.
Hardwire.
We lost him there. I was going to say to him, I was like, with all these bands that he's done security for, he's actually pretty lucky. I've interviewed every one of these guys in all these bands. Even Five Finger, I believe. But, Amy Lee and Draymond and Kruger and Aaron Lewis. I love Aaron Lewis. Never interviewed Fred Durst. It's on my bucket list. Even Pauly Shore. But those are good dudes, like good people. It's important to work with good people, which you did. Oh, he's back. There he is. There you're back. Can you hear us?
I had to fucking go off camera, dude, and fucking take a shit real quick. I'm back now. Let's go.
Hey, look, I gotta wrap it up anyway. But I just wanted to say when you cut out, I've had the opportunity to interview just about everybody you've worked for, and I love all those people. The Amy Lees and the Draymonds, and definitely the Aaron Lewises. Never Fred, but that's cool to be. At least in my opinion, your career, you've been surrounded by artists that are really legit human beings. They're good people.
Yeah, and I was really fortunate to go with Fred because actually, I lived with Fred. It was great. I used to get shit shipped to us all the time, and I got to actually use 90210, right? People were like, "That's a real zip code?" I'm like, "Yeah, motherfucker, 90210. Don't you know? Beverly Hills, baby. That's where we're at." And we live right below Frank Sinatra down the street from Woody Harrelson. So, I mean, who gets to fucking say that? And we live in a Playboy mansion. I mean, dude, look, I'll show you. These right here, there's some of my plaques right on the walls, right? So, you guys still see?
Yeah, we got it.
So, here's the Journey shit. What's crazy is look, that's a 15 million album sold plaque.
That's crazy.
And then look at this one. This is a gold album from him. This motherfucker right here is 4 foot. The 15 million is a fucking half a foot, right? Crazy. Here's the Limp Bizkit.
Oh,
that's another album.
Right? That's awesome.
And then, then you got, that's Puddle of Mud. And then here's the Ghost one. This right here was just given to us. That's the Ghost one there, right?
I didn't even know they still sent them out. I thought the labels were too cheap to send them out anymore.
A lot of them are, dude. The artist has to actually go send my fucking boy a fucking plaque. Right. So and I had to get this Puddle of Mud one. I had to send my boy Sleepy, who's a triple OG Crip who works for fucking Jonathan Davis. Right. I don't know if you guys have ever seen Sleepy. He's a black guy.
Oh yeah.
He's pretty, and he's a Crip, right? And and he's one of my fucking best friends. I know him 25 years. We got the same birthdays. And I'm like, man, I told him I talked to I talked to Sleepy during that tour. It was Puddle of Mud and Corn, and I think it was a Family Values tour.
Yeah.
And I'm like, hey man, go tell fucking Wes I still haven't gotten my fucking plaque yet, dude. And then my boy Josh was there too, so they put a fucking note on, went on his bus, put a note on Wes's pillow, said, hey, you better take care of fucking Richie's plaque, motherfucker. Hey, the next day I got a fucking phone call from Wes. Richie, I swear to God, we don't even have our plaques yet. But you'll get one, right?
Wes forgot.
Like, hey,
forget some shit.
Yeah,
you can have mine. Here you go.
I'm like, hey, motherfucker, don't forget, bitch. If I had thrown your CD away, you'd still be fucking flipping burgers right now, motherfucker. So
yeah, right.
I ain't asking you for no fucking money. I want my fucking plaque, right? So I got my plaque on that. This right here. What's that? This right here
better be made of real gold.
Yeah, this right here is a really cool one. This is Nickelback, right?
Oh, that's cool. That's really cool.
And so this whole tour, man, we all sent in pictures. So this shit right here looks like a puzzle. Are all little tiny pictures of the tour that have been put together all the way around that, right? And then
photographs of the tour.
It's a good decorating in the house. Your whole house is just plaques, gold albums, platinum albums.
You know, hey, we all put our shorts on in the fucking same way, dude, one leg at a time. I just happen to work for motherfuckers who make platinum albums, right?
Yeah.
Now this right here, there you go, bro.
Yeah.
Look at you.
There he
Look
is.
at you, all clean shaven with the little stash.
Dude, that was like 23 years ago, I think, man.
The OG.
Right. Crazy,
I know a couple of Fred stories from the Playboy Mansion with a couple of friends of mine that used to be Playboy girls there. He was there often.
You know, like I said, I used to live with him, bro. So I lived with him. I drove him.
Yeah.
That's what I was saying. That was the one thing that I was pretty fortunate because I sat he wanted me with him. So I've been to Jimmy Iving's house, dude. Sat underneath his veranda while he picked up a fucking phone and orders eggs Benedict from his fucking veranda on the other side of the fucking house. Right when Beats just came about, he gave us I think it was a Beats or something like that. Like it had just come into fruition. And, but yeah, so I would go over with him. So meetings, I would go to their studio for recording. I'm there in every aspect. So I really got a fucking education that you know you can't get from any fucking school or anywhere. You know that has been pretty valuable. You know, and
Jimmy's a legend, man. That's if you could get schooled by anybody, you know Jimmy Iovine would be the guy.
Jimmy Iovine, dude, you never know it was him, dude. He walks around fucking just jeans, dude, a hat on.
A hat, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, we lost him again.
Jimmy Iovine, dude, let you know Jimmy.
Yeah. Hey,
hold on. Maybe that's my fat hand.
No, you're good.
I think my fat hand's covered up my fucking.
Richie, we got to go, but before I let you go, I got two things.
Yeah.
One, I've had the honor and pleasure and privilege of interviewing a lot of people in my career, just through radio and whatnot, but I've never had Durst, and he's on my bucket list. Just to let you know, just saying. The second thing is just because of the comment you made earlier, and I know how annoying it is. Myself, Ben, and Chris will make sure that when Ghost comes around, we'll ask you for tickets.
Hey, please do, dude. I got I love you, but no, seriously, dude. Seriously.
Just kidding.
If we're coming into town, bro, come see a show. Because I'd love for you. I mean, I'd love for you to fucking talk about you. Because the next day, your next podcast is gonna be like, fuck, dude.
Yeah.
That's a fucking amazing fucking show, dude. I mean, it's it's you know, they get kind of pigeonholed as ABBA, Sabbath meets Phantom of the Opera, right?
Yeah, it's rock opera.
Mm-hmm.
It's a fucking great show, dude, and great people there too, man. So it's been
That's
great.
cool.
And listen, man, I appreciate you guys having me on, man. It was awesome,
dude. And, you're such a cool guest, man. Thank you,
brother.
For sure.
I want to meet you in person and just what up, dude? You're just such a cool dude.
Yeah, dude, that's what I'm saying, bro. Come see me at the show, man.
I appreciate it, brother. Hey, thanks for your time, man. And can we reach out again and have you back on, maybe? If you,
yeah, 100%, man. Not a problem.
Right. Cool, man. I appreciate you, dude. Thank you
boys.
so much.
It's been a pleasure.
Richie, I'll be in touch, brother. Appreciate you, man.
Okay, my man. Talk to you guys soon.
See you, man. Take care.
Cheers.
We'll see you. Dude, wow. That dude's awesome.
He's killer. Just
Dude.
such a real dude.
Like, yeah. I mean, he's a talker. He's awesome.
Oh, yeah. He's always been. I think the first time I met him was about 25 years ago at some house party in Jacksonville. And he hasn't really changed.
Was he bouncing there too?
Yeah, right.
I can see why he's so good at doing what he does and the connections. He's just got that thing, right? I wish that I wish I'd get him to, because I have so many questions. I want to know, like, you know me. I'm just like,
we got to get a better connection so he can hear.
Yeah, like, I gotta be in person, you know, and I gotta give him like I don't know, a downer just to have him chill. Give him some melatonin or something.
I would imagine there might have been a downer in that mug.
Yeah, just like Goose Fraba. All right, let's wrap up the Freebay episode. We're in April. Yeah, so another Win Bailey's Booty, which we give away $100 every month. If you win Bailey's Booty in the first 2 months, the winners have claimed their prizes in 24 hours, and that's part of the gimmick. So congratulations to both of those two peers. You can win as many times as you want. It's not like you win once, you can't win again. It's not up to me. It's up to the BS Picky Wheel. As you see, I've posted on social media. How do you win Bailey's Booty? It's very simple. You just subscribe to the BS podcast, which if you're listening to this episode, there's a good chance you don't, because this is a Freebay episode, but there's also a good chance you don't understand how it works. You're just following us, and which we appreciate, and you don't realize that there are thousands of hours of content, hundreds of episodes that are available for you that can be unlocked. So if you listen on Spotify, and only on Spotify, you'll see episodes with a lock next to them. You might just be like, I don't know what that is. Well, there are episodes, great episodes you can listen to, but you have to subscribe. How do you subscribe? Go to thebaileyshow.com, thebaileyshow.com, and subscribe. It's $4.99 a month. It supports the cause. It's well worth it. Blah, 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 blah. And you get more content, and you know, that's how I make a living. So please do that. Right. Also support our sponsors. And if you subscribe to Spotify, it's two totally different entities, two totally different things. Support our sponsors. And if you'd like to become a sponsor, please reach out to me again, thebaileyshow.com. Sometimes it works for people. Sometimes it doesn't. What I mean by that is, you know, I'll tell you on the phone, I'm like, hey, look, this isn't the platform for you. But if I think I can help you, then I'll let you know and we'll make it work. So if you're curious, some people are curious. I had somebody just the other day curious. I'm supposed to have a phone conversation with this week. So we'll see what happens. But that's also how this machine kind of runs off sponsorship. So if you'd like to be a part of it, again, support the cause, reach out to me via thebaileyshow.com. Give us a like, share, follow on all socials at Listen to the BS on YouTube. Please subscribe to that. That's free at The Bailey Show. There's content up there as well. But more numbers, the better. The more you share our content with people in your network, that means more people might want to listen to the show. There's only so much I can do. I can do it, but the reach, I have no control over that, but you guys do. We got a lot of people that listen. So if you could share it with somebody and like pass on, like vouch, you're like, dude, love these guys. You should listen. Give it a listen, and then just send them a link, and that would be pretty cool. The Bald Badger, Ben, and his band, the Good Old Boys. If you're in and around the Central Florida area, coming up here April 5th at Wing Shack off Michigan in Orlando, Florida. Is this like a first time thing or what? Like, I just saw your flyer. Is like you're back?
Yeah, we just haven't played there in like 6 months. The last time we had one of our guys came down with COVID, we had to cancel. So it's just been a while.
Gotcha.
Yeah. Great stage. It's fun. Yeah, we got a new guitar player that this will be his coming out party. So
just buy tickets at the door.
Nice.
Just buy tickets.
I don't even think it's cover charge.
Yeah, and I'll be there too. So if
that's awesome.
I'll be there and do it, playing tambourine or whatever you need. All right, let's finish this up. Bald Badger, you got anything before we get out?
Yes, any child that was born feet first, at least for a moment in time, wore his mom as a hat.
Oh, that's really good. Nicely done.
Gross.
Yeah, well thought out too. Info guy, Chris Waters.
Learn how to change your tires, kids.
As always, appreciate you listening. Thanks and support. Have yourself a great, safe rest of your day. We'll talk soon. Bye.
Thanks for listening. Till next time, check out thebaileyshow.com. Make sure you like, share, follow on all socials. I leave you with these parting words.
Never got a pink slip either. You know what I would get? A guy would come around to my desk and say, "Get the fuck out of here!"
What do we want to talk about?
Subscribe at thebaileyshow.com. Yeah, baby.